we have these two massive yellow flowers with some kind of mana essence coming out of them, which is very, very cool looking, especially for a game that, like, this must have been made in like 2004 or 2005. It still holds up really well. And let's look at the Earth Song Falls here. It's even got turtles, and they're neutral. So that's pretty interesting. There's a group of turtles that live in this dungeon that's filled with dangerous stuff, but they have this whole ecosystem here. Let's see if we can climb up a bit and get a better view. It's a very peaceful place to be, and I'm surprised that a dungeon has a place like this. But I'm also not surprised because in classic WoW, I know they had like an entire dungeon designer, and I think he wrote a book as well. I don't think he's still with WoW, but he came up with most of, if not all, the classic dungeons and their layouts. So you can see outside as well here, and it almost looks like the Grand on the outside, but we're in Thessalis. If I try to jump down, there's some hydras. We'll have to see one, but it's not a neutral area. Let's explore this a bit more, and I think while I'm here I might as well do part of the dungeon and kill Princess Theradras for nostalgia's sake. And we've even... I did not mean to kill the frog. I'm sorry, little guy. Well, it happens. I was just trying to show him, but unfortunately, I ended up killing him. Okay. Let's take one final look. I love how the turtles run around together in a group. It's pretty cute. Oh, I feel... Oh, okay. The frog has already come back to life, so let's pretend that never happened. Alright, let's start with this Celebras the Cursed. Upon learning of his uncle's tragic fate, the noble Celebras swore to free Saitar's spirit, yet the keeper of the grove was not prepared for the horrors that awaited him in Maraudon's shadowy corridors. The dark energies permeating the area quickly overcame Celebras, filling his heart with uncontrollable rage. I think we have to access him through this other side. Here's another frog. The music's getting a bit eerie here. Oh, that was the boss. I didn't even notice. messages, the toxins poisoning our minds. Although my spirit may now be at rest, I know that I have failed in my mission. It is a great sadness I must bear. Saidar, my father, Remulus. I tried to stop him. Saidar was unstrong, and when he fell for an earthen elemental princess. Don't tell me that's Princess Theradras. My father knew that their union was cursed, but Saidar refused to listen. The Centaur are a result of his mistake. They were born misshapen and hateful. My uncle Saidar was killed by his own king. The evil Princess Theradras still guards his remains here in the Crystal Caverns. That's really sad. I did not know she was doing that. Then he says you ask of the sons of Cenarius, Remulos, and Saidar. My father, Remulos, was strong and beautiful, and my uncle Saidar, very cunning and slight of build, while they were respected quite equally. Saidar always felt as if he could never quite compare to the glory and attention he thought Remulos had. After my sisters and I were born, Saidar, blinded by jealousy, set out to undo his brother. He was the greater of his own end. The sadness it brings me has never lessened, even as time passes. How sad. I never realized how much lore goes into this place, and neither did I know that this is how the centaurs were created. I think it's nice to go back and redo old content, especially when you read through the text, because you end up learning a lot. Okay, so I think we have no choice but to jump down from these waterfalls. I love looking at the water from below. It's such a pretty color. And we got a quest to kill the princess. It's from Saidar. I don't know where he is, but he somehow managed to give us that quest. If I recall, there's some sort of long, kind of like steps you have to go up in order to get to landslide. Oh, they definitely updated the Dimitridon models. You can see this one has some marks in has very strong Nagrand vibes. There's even kind of like almost, it's not a floating platform like the ones in the Grand, but there's a rock platform jutting out that kind of has those vibes. Wow. If this place ever becomes peaceful, it would be a good place to be able to have houses in, and WoW. If they ever want to revamp the old content, but I don't know that that makes a lot of sense lore-wise. Now I do think I need to kill the princess before killing the alligator down there. I don't think I'll be able to get back up here. Let's kill her bodyguards. Alright. The earth elemental theradras. There is saying the stone mother's sole daughter resides in Maraudon's inner sanctum. Influenced by the old gods, the princess transformed her home into a den of corruption and suffering. Some believe that her foul powers are tied to the spirit of her dead lover, Saitar. If so, liberating the fallen keeper of the grove might be the only hope of cleansing Maraudon. There's even a waterfall, a lone waterfall in her den. I'm just going to sneak past her a bit and observe this place before taking her out. She has another waterfall and a turtle. Yeah, her area is quite pretty. And these are the remains of her lover. It does look like, I'm not sure what he is, a dryad or a centaur, but it's pretty sad. Let's take a look at her before we take her out. Okay, I never realized she had 3 faces. Okay. And look at her clogs. That's really cool, actually. Very interesting walking animation with those shoes. Okay. Sorry, princess. And we got this dagger transmog from killing her. And it looks like we have freed Saitar's spirit, and he is a dryad after all. I greet you, Night Elf. Thank you. As you can see, my mere presence here has resulted in a bloom of glorious life, despite my mate's presence. Names aside, perhaps one day you will again venture into Desolus and find it a verdant oasis of green. A verdant oasis free of any traces of the old gods. here for millennia. So I think it's best to leave him be and leave the rest of the animals be here as well. Just going to let him swim